Right, Mouse Stick, what is your... Here's the thing, I know. Yours is pretty fucking wide open, so you're going to have to give me the angle of this, but I think it's going to be a popular sentiment. What is your bad point, Mouse Snake?
Yeah, I thought this Blast format was pretty bad. I mean, Yanko, you already kind of touched on the fact that you don't really want to watch these teams play BO1s. I actually almost can say that the BO1s were okay. It's just that even the way it was structured, like, it didn't even make sense kind of like in terms of bracketology, you know? Like, so it's supposed to be a double limb group stage bracket to open the first day, right? Well, the thing with a double limb bracket is that you get 2 lives. So what is the advantage for getting through the upper part of this bracket and being a team like Vitality, beating FaZe the first time, and then you have to meet FaZe again, and then you lose to them because now FaZe can adjust their gameplay? There's no advantage. So that's a flaw in how this bracket is constructed already. And on top of that, it's just that teams had too many lives in weird ways. Like, Note brought it up on its server time. There's just the fact that Na'Vi went 2-3 in this whole thing, and they were able to qualify. Like, that's bogus, because OG went 4-0. Why does one team that goes 4-0 in this kind of thing and one team that goes 2-3 end up with the same fate? That just means there's a flaw in how this whole format is made. I personally just knew that after I watched the first day, you know, just to like get myself hyped for Tier 1 Counter-Strike again, I was kind of like, oh yeah, this shit just doesn't even matter. So I kind of just waited. I just kind of held off on grinding it. Also, the days were just the first couple days were so long, because it's like 6 BO1s back to back to back, and you know they have to have like these 15-minute breaks between the games, and then they had to fill for so much time. They were even just playing different content pieces on top of it. And it's okay. Props to Blast for making some more content pieces that were fun and good, and especially that documentary. But like this format, it almost forced them to just kind of bust those out.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it was, again, not just the best of ones, but also I agree with you 100%. Like, the fact that teams had so many lives, it's just like it takes away from the games, really, right? Because even someone like Na'Vi, yeah, exactly, right? To some of the results of the most. And I looked at it, I was like, okay, the groups are basically just proceeding, and then you have the bracket, and that's it. And then I see this like fucking last chance stage. I'm like, wait, what the fuck is this? So basically, the only thing you just need to win one best of 3 to qualify, right? Like, or if you're last in the groups, then you have to win 2, right? But if you win a couple of best of 1s, then after that you just need to win one best of 3 and you're through. You can lose, like, you know, whichever one, and then there's the last chance, and then you're through. Which for me is just like, well, you're taking then all the wins you got in the best of 1s even don't matter that much for the teams who won. It's almost like you're getting punished for winning, like you said, like punished for winning all of the games. So in that sense,
even like to spin off that, like FaZe lost one of the BO1s, but then they won more BO1s that they had opportunities with later. It just like it put them in such a weird position.
I'll tell you, the first time they did the format from last year, from the last 2 years, right? When they presented it to us at the meeting before it was public, they had that weird last game because they needed one more game. Right? And I was like, wait, because they were just going through shit. I was like, wait, go back to the other slide. What the fuck is this F2 game? It's like, so I beat this team, and they can still come in and beat me and take the number 1 seed, like, for the tournament. And they were like, yeah, well, it's the upper bracket game. It's also for... So I told them, listen, okay, I understand. You need to have, like, an extra game. It's bullshit, like, that I have to beat the other best team in the group twice, right? Like, so at least make it, like, 85K for first place, 15K for the second place, and don't give anything for, like, because I think we should stop giving money to last place teams.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, at least put some money on it so it has more weight, because it's hard to like kind of look at the other. And I think that format was fine in the best of 3s. Now, I don't know, like some people were speculating it, if this format was just for this one group because there were so many new teams. If that's the case, I can swallow it, right? Like if they go back to the old format. But if this is how it's going to be from now on, imagine 6 months from now, all these teams are established and you're making them play best of 1s against each other. It's going to suck.
The problem I have is this, my own bias naturally, like me and Lopez are just honest and like everyone else. We don't pretend like I've just said, I just want it to be WWE. Like essentially if it was my tournament, I would just say Na'Vi's already in the quarterfinals. The rest of you have to play the tournament. Like because I just don't want to have a tournament where they're not in the land finals. It's pointless for me. So essentially, I'm cool with this format, Mouse Stick, just because it was almost functionally impossible for all the really good teams to not get through. So on the one hand, I'm biased. I like that. But if I I actually look at the format, I do think it's total ass. Like, basically, it is silly, I think, to do the whole thing where it's like, we played it out for seeding. It's like, why do we need seeding in that particular way? Like, haven't we already cracked it? Either use the HLTV top X, like, we're only going to slightly disagree about the placings. Or, if you want to do the other approach, I think IEM cracked this years ago. You just have the teams do it themselves.
Yes,
like,
that's the best.
They're never going to be a million miles off, are they? They're not going to put, like, fucking Virtus Pro, the number one team in the world, are they? Like, they're going to have it, again, a 1 or 2 placings off. So to me, why did you have to play all those other matches? Now, again, you have to remember, these TOs are never going to admit this, especially the online component. The more games, the better for them. Just more hours on fucking streaming it. So sadly, there's probably some of that as well. But I personally, like, I'm going to be real with you. I thought the format last year was very good. Like, I liked the fact that going into the group, I know exactly the 4 teams. Crucially, they know all the other teams in the group. You prep for it like it's a real LAN. You fucking know all the opponents you're going to play. It's all best of 3s. So you get the proper veto. You get the right maps that they play on. Like, I actually thought the last format last year was fine as it was. So I don't really know why they've done this. Like, if I had to guess, but maybe again could be a complaint from the partner teams. The big teams want better chances to get through, etc. They don't want to get into a bad group or whatever. I don't know what the reasons could be.
Well, I think that the teams, if the teams came up with this format or helped contribute to it, the conspiracy is that they're all just giving themselves more opportunities to get HLTV points from each other.
It's convenient that none of them complained about it, put that way. If you know what's that, like, there wasn't many players complaining about this format, which normally, if they have nothing to do with it, they'll be pretty quick to tweet that shit.
If you're a team like MIBR here, you're just so happy that you were able to play a BO1 against the best team in the world, and now your HLTV ranking is going to shoot up because you took a ton of points from that. And for teams that, you know,
they played 9 maps for fuck's sake in this tournament, even though they didn't make it.
Yeah, so you get tons of opportunities to, 1, get official practice, which is nice, but 2, you get to inflate your HLTV ranking points, because you get to just, if you get 1 win, even if you're losing everything, then you're going to boost your overall score. So that's kind of where I think it is, and I think it's why the teams probably are fine with this, or maybe they even came up with it.
Well, not to mention the fucking nightmare of having to watch 6 Infernos in a row, or however the fuck it was. And
oh my god!
I agree with Duncan. Like the previous format is like true double elimination. This is some weird fucking triple elimination almost for some of the teams. It's like a triple elimination tournament. It's like it's true. The players are always looking for formats where they can fuck up and still not be out.
It's quadruple elimination for Navi, because they hit 3 elims. They hit 3 elims and they didn't even get out still. So it's 4. They had 4 lives.
And that case I know came up with it. It was obviously NIP after their experiences last year. Anonymous, shout out. All I'm going to say is they did have 3 lives in that tournament, so even though everyone else got 2, so fuck. Want to see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.